Welcome back. Today, we are back in South Africa yet again with another chilling case. Now, if you have never visited South Africa before, believe me, you are missing out. In my opinion, there is no place like South Africa. But if you'd like to visit, make sure you have a trusted tour guide, or even better, a friend who can help you stay safe. Most people understand that South Africa's crime stats are off the charts. Murders in our beautiful country has consistently increased in the past decade, reaching a high of 45 deaths per 100,000 people in 2023. On average, 75 people were killed every day over the last year. That's shocking. But even with all I know about my home country, this crime still shocked me and made headlines. Before we dive into this case, I'd like to welcome you back to Crime Rush. If you're sensitive to crime stories, please proceed with caution, or rather not watch it at all. If you haven't yet, you can help us out by liking this video and by subscribing to our channel. Now let's dive into today's story. This is the case of Henri van Breda. Henri Christo van Breda was born on the 1st of November 1994 in Pretoria, South Africa. He is the son of the late Martin and late Teresa van Breda. His siblings are the late Rudy and Marley van Breda. Henri grew up in Perth on the Sunshine Coast of Queensland, Australia. His family lived in Perth for approximately 8 years. About 13 years ago, the van Breda family decided to move back to their homeland, South Africa. They, however, decided to leave Rudy and Henri behind for them to continue at university in Australia. All information on the family shows that Henri lived a privileged life. The van Bredas were a very well-known, prominent family. Martin van Breda was 56 years old and he was the managing director of an Australian branch of Engel & Volkers, which is a large corporation that specializes in sale and rental of residential and commercial real estate. Teresa van Breda was 55 years of age, and I can't find what exactly her profession was, so I'm assuming that she was a housewife. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Martin and Teresa van Breda both came from wealthy, well-established South African families. They married and had 3 children together, Rudy, Henri, and Marley. The family was known as a tight-knit Christian family. Close friends and other family members all say that there was no hint of any serious family issues. Martin van Breda was an exceptional businessman. All his transactions were honest, with no hidden agendas. His integrity wouldn't allow it, says Andre van Breda, Martin's brother. Brothers Henri and Rudy returned from Australia and lived with the rest of the family in the luxurious De Zalze Golf Estate, a high-security gated community in Stellenbosch, Western Cape, South Africa. For those of you who are not familiar with Stellenbosch, it's a beautiful town close to one of the capitals of South Africa, Cape Town. Teresa van Breda's sister Lianta Nel claims her sister always commented on how safe the gated community made her feel. On one hot summer's evening, on the night of January 27, 2015, the unthinkable would happen. The entire van Breda family were all in bed asleep upstairs by midnight, except for Henri. But not too long afterwards, most of them would be brutally murdered. Without warning, Martin, Teresa, and Rudy were hacked to death with an axe in the early hours of the morning. Marley van Breda was also attacked and was in critical condition. Other than just a few cuts and scrapes, Henri, for the most part, seemed to have made it out of this ordeal unscathed. He alerted the emergency services, and this is his side of the story. Henri claims that in the early hours of the morning an intruder broke in whilst the entire family was asleep upstairs, except for him. He claims he was in the bathroom. He then saw a tall black man wearing a balaclava, gloves and black clothing go into the room that he shared with his brother Rudy and saw this man attack Rudy with an axe. Henri screamed for help and his dad ran into the room. Henri said he was unable to move and stood frozen in fear. Martin tried to help Rudy, but the intruder then turned on him and murdered him. This killer then continued to Teresa's bedroom, where he hacked her to death with an axe and then attempted to do the same to his sister Marley. He claims that the intruder then turned on him and they got into quite the physical struggle. He said the masked attacker was laughing as he wielded the axe, but in this physical struggle, Henri managed to get the axe out of the attacker's grasp. Now the attacker suddenly pulled a knife on Henri and stabbed him and then fled the scene. Strangely, Henri's first phone call would be to then girlfriend Bianca, but she didn't answer. What makes this even more peculiar is that Bianca lives in Australia. Henri then passed out on the stairs, and just after 7 in the morning, he claims he regained consciousness and calls the emergency services for help. The operator took his call 12 minutes past 7 in the morning on January 27, 2015, but she initially thought it was a prank. This call lasted between 20 and 30 minutes. The operator would later testify in court that she found the call very unusual as Henri kept so calm, did not show a hint of annoyance or agitation. The operator also could not locate his address, and Henri was very helpful and gave close by street addresses for the emergency service to pick up and said he would wait for them there. Have a listen.
107, what is your emergency?
Yeah. I need an ambulance. Lots of,
You need an ambulance?
Yes, please.
What's your name, sir?
Henri van Breda.
Henri. What's the contact number you're phoning from?
My home phone number, but I'm not sure what the home phone number is. My cell phone. We're at 12 Husker Street, please.
What is this number that you're phoning from? Is there someone else that can speak if you're not able to?
No,
Who else is in the house?
there's no one else.
I need the contact number, please.
Yeah, okay. 021
021
8800
8800
493.
493. And you need the ambulance to go to what?
Number 12 Husker Street.
Hoskes.
Husker. G-O-S-K-E.
G-O-S. What area is this?
It's in Stellenbosch, and it's in the Zolta estate.
Number 12, Hoskes Street in
Yes.
Stellenbosch.
Yes.
I'm not picking it up for Stellenbosch. I'm picking it up for Boertesig Milnerton.
We're in the Zolta winelands. It's an estate. D-E, and another word, Z-A-L-Z-E.
D-E-Z-A-L-Z-E.
Yeah, D-E.
I'm not picking it up for Stellenbosch. What area in Stellenbosch are you in?
I don't know. That's all that. We're in Zolta winelands. It's an estate. It's a security estate.
Are you sure it's 12 Hoskes Street?
Yes,
Hoskes
absolutely.
is in Boertesig Milnerton, eh? And you're saying you out in Stellenbosch.
Yes.
What? And you don't know what area in Stellenbosch?
I'm not sure how much more specific I need to be.
8800
Yeah.
Just check the number. On police system, that number picks up. I'm picking up Bach Street, number 4.
No.
In Stellenbosch.
Yeah. Can you please just send an ambulance or more than one ambulance to the Zolta winelands in Stellenbosch?
The Zolta.
Yeah. Can you find that, please?
The Zolta. Sir, they're going to ask you the same thing that I'm asking you, because you're giving me two different addresses. The Zolta in Wineland in Stellenbosch.
The Zolta winelands is the estate. Stellenbosch is the town, and Hosker Street, number 12.
Okay, Hosker Street, number 12. Is there a school or church near where you say? The landmark.
There's just the estate clubhouse, I guess, or the golf course.
And what else?
Desaltse Golf Course.
Near the main road as you drive to
Main
where
road,
you
I
are.
think it's the R44.
R44.
I think so, yeah, between Somerset West and Stellenbosch.
On the R44, is there a garage, a school, a church near to where you stay?
I'm just across from there's a mall.
What's it
Eikersstad
called?
Mall. No, not Eikersstad Mall. There's a BP across from me.
Stellenbosch. Going to the map, eh? You say there's a BP.
Yeah.
Is that all you know, the BP garage? No other shop near in your area?
I tried Desaltse Golf Club on my phone's maps. That's what it's called.
The Golf Club.
Yeah. It's the estate next to Techno Park.
Next to Techno Park.
It's by Jamestown as well.
By Jamestown.
Yeah.
What is Jamestown?
Jamestown's the next suburb next to us.
What? And you, the patient?
No, my family is. Someone attacked my family.
Hey?
Someone has attacked my family in my house.
Okay, so you need the police or
Well,
an ambulance.
and an ambulance, please. Yeah.
Now, who is injured?
I think everyone.
Everyone in your house?
Everyone, 4 people, yes.
Adults, 2 adults?
2 adults and 3 adults and 1 teenage girl, yes.
What are the injuries?
Head injuries,
Are they conscious?
I don't think so. My sister's moving, but that's it.
Suspects still on scene, Lisa?
Sorry?
Are there any suspects on scene?
No, they ran away.
With what were they attacked?
An axe. I think I blacked out and I've just woken up.
With an axe. Okay, stay on the line. I'm going to speak to the police.
Thank you, but please send an ambulance as quickly as possible.
Yes. Are you the only one that's conscious? No,
Yes.
the others are unconscious. Hold
Yes.
on. I'm going to speak to police to check on your number, where you are. Because you don't know your street name, you say.
The street name is Hosker Street.
Okay, I'm not picking it up on the contact number that you're giving me.
Okay.
Henry?
Yeah.
I've got ambulance services on the line now.
Okay.
So, he gave me a few different addresses. The one he's going to go with, he says it's 10 Alleman Street in Stellenbosch.
Yeah, if you go to 10 Alleman Street, are you sending one there?
Okay, tell me, what is the street name?
My street name is Hosker. Or Gosker.
Okay, die straatnaam daar wat die geval is.
Ja, ja.
Wat is die pad se naam? Goske.
Gosker Street.
G-O-S-K-E.
Ja. In Stellenbosch.
G-O-S?
K-E, ja.
K-E. Is it a street name?
Ja.
I'm trying to check this. Hold on for me. Krijg je die straat? No. I get it for both at the moment.
If you just, okay, number 10 Alleman is just past my street. If you send an ambulance to...
Is it Alleman or Alleman?
Alleman.
Okay, spel die vir my gou. Ek wil net die opkry.
A-double-L.
A-double-L.
E-M.
E-N.
A-double-N.
A-double-N.
So Alleman met 2 N's.
Okay, I'm not picking up that one.
I'll make sure. Let me just write it here on the thingy. Is it number 10, Alleman?
Do you get any Alleman Street?
No.
Because if you send someone there, then I can meet them in the road before they
Alleman
get there.
Street. Not Alleman, it's Alleman.
Yeah.
Is it which area in Stellenbosch is it?
It's in Desaltse.
Pardon?
Desaltse.
Bosville. What area in Stellenbosch is it?
Desaltse.
Yeah, Desaltse Golf Estate.
D-E-Z-A-L-T-S-E.
D-E?
Yeah. Z-E. No.
D-E?
So it's
Z-A?
that's Z-A-L-Z-E.
Zalze, okay.
Yeah.
Golf estate.
It's a golf estate.
Golf
Security
estate,
estate
okay.
type thing, yeah.
Okay. Okay, what kind of injuries is there?
My family and we were attacked by a guy with an axe.
With an axe?
Unconscious, it is.
Unconscious, huh?
Yes, and bleeding from the head, please.
Okay. The address. Okay. Just wanted to get the right thing here. Oh, and hold on. Okay, to see your reference number is 0312.
0312.
Yeah, you said the phone number is 072 835 2802.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it says number 10 Alaman Street, Zalze Golf Estate in Stellenbosch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you. So we'll send it. You just keep your phone open in case they get lost.
Yeah. Can you?
Okay. Send one.
Yeah,
here.
Call on my mobile phone.
Okay.
On my mobile phone, I'll be out in the street, and I'll meet the ambulance there.
Okay then. Okay, thank you.
How long will the ambulance take?
It won't be too long. They'll send the ambulance out as soon as possible. Okay then.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
As the emergency services arrived on the scene, they were met with a very calm Henri at the front of the house. But once they entered the house, they were met with a disturbing and bloody crime scene. Even the most seasoned investigators claimed that they could not believe the severity of these gruesome murders. Sister Marley, who was on the brink of death, was rushed into surgery. She would be the only surviving victim alongside brother Henri. Investigators found only superficial cuts on Henri. Upon investigation, police found Henri's tale to be incredibly hard to believe, and unfortunately for him, the evidence found could not corroborate his story. Firstly, there was not any sort of breach of security found to the home, no broken glass or signs of forced entry. This is a high-security gated community with surveillance cameras, electric fencing, and armed guards. There were no intruders found on any footage. Nothing was stolen out of the home. The domestic worker was also interviewed by investigators and said she could confirm that she recognized the axe as it was kept in the pantry of the Van Breda home. She also recognized the knife as a possession of the Van Bredas that was kept in the top kitchen drawer of the home. Investigators also concluded that the knife wounds that Henri suffered were most definitely self-inflicted. No bruises were found on him that could corroborate his claim of his intense physical struggle with the so-called attacker. Marley van Breda survived this horrible ordeal, but unfortunately, due to the extensive head trauma she suffered from several axe wounds to the head, she suffers from amnesia and has no recollection of the attack whatsoever. This attack resulted in 3 deaths and 1 serious injury. Henri van Breda's trial lasted 76 days, and on the 21st of May 2018, almost 3.5 years after the murders occurred, Henri received 3 life sentences as he was convicted of these horrific crimes. Sentencing went as follows. Count 1. For the murder of Rudy van Breda, he was sentenced to life in prison. Count 2. For the murder of Martin van Breda, he was sentenced to life in prison. Count 3. For the murder of Teresa van Breda, he was sentenced to life in prison. Count 4. For the attempted murder of Marley van Breda, he was sentenced to 15 years in prison. And count 5. For the obstruction of justice, he was sentenced to 1 year in prison. All sentences are to run concurrently. The judge concluded that these were cold-blooded murders with unbridled violence, that the violence was excessive and intended to cause maximum harm, that the clear intent of Henri was to kill Marley along with the rest of his family. He also said that he saw no remorse in Henri and could not understand what the motive could have been for this horrendous crime. Henri's aunt stated that whether Henri is guilty or not, she will stand by him and support him throughout his life. He also has the support of his girlfriend Daniela Janse van Rensburg, who met Henri in an elevator whilst both were attending chef school after the murders had already taken place. Daniela claims that she knows in her heart that Henri could never do such a thing and that she feels safe around him. She also said that for now she feels confident in saying that she will stand by Henri as his girlfriend while he is in prison, but will not make forever promises. There are many stories and myths surrounding these murders, such as Henri was into drugs, that he suffered from epilepsy, and that would explain why he passed out. There was also a rumor that went around saying that Henri's dad Martin had threatened to cut him off financially if he didn't get his life in order. But none of these rumors are facts or have ever been confirmed by the family, except that Henri was indeed diagnosed with epilepsy after the murders had taken place. The lead investigator commented that he thought that Henri was psychopathic due to the fact that he displayed so little emotion and remorse. The lead prosecutor of this case also mentioned that Henri could give an exact account of each movement his attacker made when telling the story of how he himself was attacked. She found this odd, as most people who have been attacked would not have such a clear recollection of the encounter. They would normally say something like, "I'm not sure of the details, all I know is a man with an axe came towards me and I had to act," or something along those lines, which kind of makes sense to me as well. Henri is currently serving out his 3 life sentences in the Drakenstein prison in the Paarl, Western Cape, South Africa. His lawyer, Pieter Botha, has tried for an appeal claiming that Henri was sentenced to life imprisonment with only circumstantial evidence. Pieter Botha also claims that the so-called self-inflicted wounds were not inspected thoroughly enough, as the wound could be 50 millimeters deep instead of 10 millimeters deep, as it was claimed in court at the time of sentencing. As far as I can see, the judge has denied this appeal, but let me know what you think. Is there a possibility that an intruder could have done this, or do you think Henri is guilty? Do you believe the sentence handed out to him is fair, or should Henri be granted an appeal? Henri has pleaded not guilty from the beginning and has stuck to his story. A few additional things that make this case even more interesting is that nobody, including the court, could determine a possible motive. The defense had also proven that the security alarms of the complex tripped 3 times the night before the murders and on the morning of the murders, right before it all took place. Another interesting point I must mention is that there was no direct evidence implicating Henri. It was all circumstantial. So there you have it, an interesting case where, in my opinion, the defendant's guilt was not exactly proven beyond a reasonable doubt. I'm not saying I think he's innocent. I'm just saying that it's not impossible that an intruder did it either. I'd love to hear your opinion. Could he be innocent, or has justice been served? Thanks for watching, and please remember to help us out by liking this video. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to this channel. Your support means the world to us. Till the next one, stay safe everyone.